Hello everybody, this is Abnormal Nothing, and I'm kind of here just wanting to not demonstrate, but show you how my inventory looks like when I PvP, and to give you just some tips on how to PvP and how to get like good armor and stuff like that. So first, I'm going to start off. This is what my inventory looks like when I PvP. I usually have Protection 4, Unbreaking 3, all diamond armor. Okay, and then I have a Sharpness 5, Fire Aspect 2 sword. And then sometimes I'll carry what they call a God Bow with me. Power 5, Punch 2, Flame 1, Infinity 1. Sometimes I'll carry it with me, but other times I don't. I like to carry around two Fire Resistance potions and 2 Strength potions. Just for, like, I'll drink the Fire Resistance and the Strength potions before I go out to battle. And then during the battle when they wear out, I drink them again. I only take 2 because God Apples, the enchanted golden apples, when you eat them, you get regeneration 4, or resistance and fire resistance. So you really, if you end up eating your god apples during battle, then you don't need to drink another fire resistance potion. So yeah, I usually bring around 12 instant health 2 potions, some regeneration potions. I suggest not bringing a lot of splash potions of like regeneration or strength or fire resistance, because if you end up needing to use it in battle, you don't want to give your enemies that specific potion effect. So I like to use potions that aren't splash when it comes to regeneration or strength or fire resistance. I usually take either 2 or 3 splash potions as a just in case kind of thing if I need regeneration really quick and I don't have enough time to actually drink a potion. So it's always good to bring a lot of ender pearls. I bring 4 to 5 stacks each time I PvP. Stacks as in 16, not 64, because sadly they can't stack up to 64. So, and then I always bring a speed 2 potion, usually splash, in case I need to get out of those tricky situations, I guess. Ender pearls, definitely those help too. They also help if people are using like knockback swords or something and you end up getting too far away from them. You can just ender pearl and be next to him again and start and continue fighting. So I guess I dropped a potion over there. Here, let's just drink one. This, I'll show you what this is later. So yeah, usually when you throw potions down while you're PvPing, you just quickly go in your inventory, shift click. If you don't know what that is, it just automatically assigns it in your inventory or in your hotbar. So like when you're using potions, if you need, I don't know, let's say regeneration, then you just continue to shift click them all in your inventory. So yeah, that's pretty much what my inventory looks like. Well, not anymore because I just used a bunch of potions. But that's usually what my inventory looks like. I have been asked how to make god armor, or what people call god armor, and god swords. How I make it, there's really 2 different methods to make it. Here, let me get rid of this stuff. There's 2 different methods to make it. My way, most people don't call very efficient, but I don't know. I like to use my way a lot because I find it a lot easier. This is I'm gonna show you how most people do it. What most people do is they'll take a ton of whatever they want to enchant. Let's say they want protection for a protection 4 diamond chestplate. So they'll put it in there and they'll enchant a ton at level 1. And they'll end up getting enough protection 1s that they can combine them all to get protection 4. So sometimes you do get blast protection or projectile protection, and it's not really what you want, but it definitely is. It's useful. So I did the math. You end up having to have 8 protection 1 chest plates to make protection 4. Because when you combine them, you end up getting 4 protection 2 chest plates, which both combine into protection 3, and then the protection 3 combine into protection 4. But what I do to get unbreaking books, because those are really hard to get. Here, let's throw these out. Not out, but let's put them away. So what? Oh yeah. By the way, so occasionally I will take a poison potion or like instant damage just in case I really need it. If worse comes to worse, I do end up using that. But what a lot of people don't really use, which I find extremely useful, is if you make a mob grinder. This pretty much is here. This pretty much is what my typical mob grinder looks like. I have about 8, what was that, 8? Yeah, about 8 spawners like this. They're usually not in this exact order, but if you play on servers, you can get, a lot of servers will have it so like donators or something can pick up spawners. So I usually put them into my mob grinder like this. I usually have about 3 skeleton spawners, 3 zombie spawners, and 2 to 3 creeper spawners. I suggest not putting creeper spawners in with zombie and skeleton, just because creeper spawners really like to, they like to blow up. So how I make my grinder is I make it 11 by 11 by 3. So it's about 3 blocks tall. Well, technically it's 5 blocks tall, but it's 3 blocks tall from the spawners, and then it's 11 on each side. And then you just make a box and you put 1 source block of water in each corner. And what that'll do, it'll have it so the mobs spawn. Like let's say you're using specifically zombie spawners. The zombie will spawn, and either it'll get stuck on here and it'll walk off, or it'll spawn into the water and they will flow down, and they will flow all the way down to your specified spot. And what I have right here is, I made it, this is usually what the bottom of mine looks like. The mobs will spawn here. Here, let's spawn a villager just for demonstrational purposes. See, what they'll do is they'll flow down. See, they'll stand on there maybe for a minute or two. Come on, you gonna walk off? There we go, he walked off. Just say he walked off. And they'll flow all the way down. I usually make it around 20 to 23 blocks so that when they hit the ground they don't die. And then you can just walk up and kill them and get experience from it. 2 of them ended up dying. No idea why. Usually doesn't happen. See, and then like that's how I get a lot of experience. I usually have a lot of mob spawners inside the mob grinder. Well, that's actually what that's called, is a mob grinder. So then what I do is I make an enchantment table that looks exactly like this. And what I'll do is I'll enchant a bunch of books at what it is usually, it's at level 12. So then see, look, I already got a protection 2 and an unbreaking 2 book. This is also my way of making protection 4 armor. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, this is my way of making protection 4 armor. I just take a bunch of books. If you have like a cow farmer or something, those are actually fairly simple to get. So yeah, then I enchant. Usually it's anywhere between 1 to 3 stacks of books, which is actually fairly hard to get unless you have like a cow grinder or something. So I usually enchant up to 64 books, and I end up getting usually this. I get about this many protection 2. I usually get more sharpness 2, but you get anywhere from 1 to 2. Like sometimes I'll get sharpness 1, but that's actually kind of rare. I'll get a bunch of protection 2, which I can combine. I don't know if they have that in vanilla, but I do know. Oh yeah, they do. Okay, they have it so you can combine books. See, now I just made protection 4 right there by combining some protection 3. See, then this is like the more rare books, like fortune and looting. Get some knockback, punch. I got 2 unbreaking books. Unbreaking books are really rare. They're hard to get when it comes to enchanting a bunch of books at once. So I only got 2 out of a whole stack. And then I ended up getting a bunch of like power books, efficiency 1 and 2, Bane of Arthropods and Smite, projectile protection, feather falling, aqua affinity respiration. And I only got 1 blast protection 2 and 1 fire protection. So that's good, because that's not really what I like to use. I usually don't put anything but protection 4 on armor. I don't like putting blast protection or fire protection or projectile protection. I find those useless when you're PvPing. So yeah, that's pretty much how I make all my stuff. Yeah, then I end up actually getting more sharpness books than this. But what I'll do is I'll combine them. I'll usually get anywhere from 4 to 5 sharpness books. So I combine them and then get sharpness 5, and then I will end up putting it on just a plain diamond sword. Okay, so that's pretty much how I do it. It's actually really easy. It's time consuming, definitely. Like grinding all the mobs, you have to wait for them to fall. So yeah, if you have a really efficient mob grinder, then it doesn't take that long. And if you have a cow farm, it doesn't take that long. So that's pretty much what I do. If you want to see anything more like this, then leave a rating. I'll know that you liked it, or put it in the comments below. That would be fantastic. And I'll see you all later.